Hey guys, Adrian here for the DojoGamers Digital Dojos, and today we're taking a look at the game League of Legends. I'm going to have a lot more game content coming from this game. This is a free-to-play game. I am taking a look at it on the PvE. Today we're going to be taking a look at a overview of the newest champion to come. She's still in beta. She will be released in the next patch, I believe. That is Zyra, Rise of Thorns. She is, right now, I've seen her been played generally as an AP mid. Also seen her in roles like jungle, etc. But yeah, mainly AP mid. She's an AP champion. She bases off of her plant spells. Generally, her signature move is her W, which allows you to kind of coincide with your other moves like your Q, your E, your ult. So she's all kind of plant spells based. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at her. Just general custom spells, items, tips, etc. Hey guys, Adrian here for the Dojo Gamers. Like I said, today we're taking a look at Zyra. We are on the PvE server. We were taking a look at her on the PvE on the Proving Ground, which is a little bit of a different gameplay here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of health pots here. This isn't really a generic, you won't be playing this build obviously, or game style in regular games. But I'm just here to show you really basically the what do you call that? The gameplay and game style of her moves, etc. So this is just a custom game here in the PvE, and she's, like I said, an AP mid. She's gonna be generally played as an AP mid, rune wise, quintessence wise, rune wise, and mastery wise. Mastery wise, I'm going 2109, obviously taking the points in ability power, and while in runes, I'm going flat AP runes, and that's just generic, AP rune build here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and show you a little bit about her. And by no means am I call me playing an AP mid, and what do you call it? Showing you like skill based how to play her and all that. Just more of what's her move. So first off, I'm sucking at last hitting right here as I'm not even paying attention. But her passive is Rise of Thorns. Upon death, she turns into a platform. I'm just gonna let my guy farm here while I talk about this. She lets her. It's kind of like a Kog'Maw or Yorick ult. When she dies, basically she's stationary and she can deal one more spell as a plant. She turns into this plant, and you can launch any of your, I believe, any of your abilities to strike an enemy or anything like that for like a last hit or something if it's like a fight. I'm just gonna hit S here to stop attacking here. Your spells here. So let's talk about your spells. Your Q is your thorn that shoots from the ground and deals a little bit of an area effect damage, so you can hit up to multiple targets. And while your W, let me go up here just to farm more. Your W is your signature move. This allows you to, in your passive, it allows you to gain cooldown reduction. While you're active, it plants a seed lasting for 30 seconds, and if an enemy steps on the seed, it reveals their location. So it's kind of like similar to a trap or anything of that sort. It gives you vision if they step on it. You can store up to, you store a seed every 15.6 seconds, and I guess that kind of goes down as you level up your W. So for example, let's level it up. Oh, I guess not. But you can max up to 2. Hang on, let me move my character back here. You can max up to 2 seeds stored, while you can plant up to 4 seeds. So you can plant 2 seeds, and then you have to generate 2 more to plant up to 4 total. So for example, let's go ahead and start laying down some of the seeds here. And you can see they last up to 30 seconds here. So you can, again, store up to 2 at a time, and you plant up to 4 max. So I'm going to go ahead and plant another one here, and just kind of wait it out and try and, I suck at freezing lane, but we'll see how it goes here. So I can plant another one. We have 3 out, and we're generating a third one. And then once I land my Q on the W, or my Q and or E, whatever it may be, or even my ultimate, it activates my W seeds so that they turn into plants here. So check this out. If I hit my Q perfectly here, you can see they all turn into the wall of plants here, which start doing damage and acting as kind of like turrets or something. So again, that just depends on you got my ultimate here. So again, if you cast any spell on them, they deal damage, and they do, you can see here, extra plants striking the same target deal 25% less damage. Your rampant growth, that is the Q that I just threw up right here. Again, that little small AoE effect that just these little thorns. And similar animation to that of like a Cho'Gath knockup. But it doesn't knock it up. Your E is Grasping Roots, which sends vines forward, dealing damage and roots the enemy. This also, if it goes through one of the seeds, it will slow the enemy 30% for 2 seconds, and that lasts per 10 seconds. Again, it scales as you go up and level up the move. What's cool about your E is it goes through, I believe it goes through minions if I'm not mistaken. So if you shoot it through, it deals damage, but it can still root It can go through units and root what do you call that, enemies, etc. Your R, like I said, is your ultimate. That is your obviously your best move, and it's a big AOE that deals damage, and after it deals damage, it knocks up. So it does damage and then knocks them up. Beyond that, if you have the seeds within that, it also deals. It also activates the seeds, and then what it allows it to do after that is gain 50% attack speed on that. So for example, let's go ahead and throw the seeds down here. I have 2 seeds, and then if I throw the ultimate down, you can see here it does the tanglement of vines, and then it will, what do you call that, knock it up. And it's supposedly they're supposed to activate the seeds if the plants within the thicket are engaged. I don't know what happened there, but it didn't activate the seeds. But yeah, this is just a really quick look at Zyra. I mean, she's coming out. This is her wildfire skin. I've generally played her as an AP mid in the PBE. I haven't so much as played her as a jungler, though I've seen people play her as a jungler. I like to grab Ignite and Flash on her. Just a little bit of overview what I've seen so far from her. She's not very mobile in that she doesn't have much escape other than her E with the rooting. That's about it. You don't have any general slows or way too kind of mobility around the fight. General build I like to go, I showed you, is coming up here on the screen. Rabdons, Rada Ages, general AP items. She can go. I've seen people go DFG with her. With a little bit of bursty damage, because she's a very, very tactical player in that you have to situationally plant your Qs or your Ws, and if you can plant those right, then you can really get off a lot of damage if you can get the enemy kind of within your seeds and then land a spell where the plants will start attacking the enemy, and you can kind of just lay down damage. And then again, you have your root to kind of stop them, and then you have your ult, which is also a knock up, and then you can kind of hit him with a combo. So you generally want to lay your Ws down, hit them with like a root, and then or Q them, and then you can hit them with your ultimate, and you can deal a lot of magic damage all from that. So she has some good combos. She's a pretty decent auto attacker, etc. She doesn't have, again, a lot of mobility in fights. In terms of, she can engage definitely, but she doesn't have a lot of mobility in getting out of fights or situations. Alright guys, Adrian here. I just want to quickly say some last minute things I forgot to include in the video, kind of watching over the overview. Just some general tips as playing Zyra and my final thoughts. Playing her in the PBE in matches, 5v5s generally, some custom games, etc. Her pros, as of right now, like I said, she is using both burst and sustained damage. She has really, tameable mana, cost, etc. Her spells are, generally AoE. She has tons of AoE, which is really helpful in team fights, so she can contribute a lot to team fights. Not only with her ultimate, so if somebody's all grouped up, like example for Baron, her ultimate can deal damage and knock them up, along with her Q. Her Ws, they help out a lot in terms of team fights. She's pretty easy to farm generally with her auto attacks. She has decent range with her auto attacks for that matter, and her skills can be used in a variety of ways. Like I said, you can use it with a W, you can use it without the W. You can kind of mix and match to your advantage. So she has a fun type of game style. I don't play generally AP mid, but she does have a fun game style for that matter. I see her generally played as an AP mid. Like I said, I've seen her kind of mixed in jungle here and there, but not generally. Con-wise, she doesn't have much mobility. Like I said, she doesn't have much escape. She only runs based on ability power. She requires a somewhat expensive build. Like I said, Rabdons, all those items. And she can be weak against gap closing or mobility champions like Fizz or Ari, etc. You can do a lot of alternative builds, like I said, with her. You can go with a flat AP Quince. You can kind of go, I've seen people go movement speed Quince just because she doesn't have that great escape. She may, kind of making her move around faster does give you that advantage. She doesn't have much gap closer and stuff like that, but generally, item-wise, I like to either start with a Doran's ring and or, the general boots in 3 pots, then going into Sork boots, your first major item being either Rada Ages or even something like Archangel Staff. Mid game starting to focus on early to mid game focusing on Rabadon's Death Cap and or Rylai's Crystal Scepter for the health. Situational items, I've seen people go DFG, Zanya's Abyssal Scepter, Void Staff for a more tankier build, Glacial Shroud with a going into Frozen Heart, even GA with a Force of Nature for magic resist. I've also seen items like QSS, Banshee's Veil, Lichbane, and Woda even built. And then obviously you probably want to get generally wards and your wards and your pots because she doesn't have much sustain in lane. So I generally like to go to the boots 3 pots because she doesn't have any healing abilities. She doesn't have any escapes. So she's really, really vulnerable to ganks, etc. Unless you can ward and use those seeds to your advantage. So this is, again, the general overview of Zyra. I hope you guys enjoy her. More gameplay footage, more content, more guides and stuff to come. Again, I'm very new to this, hoping to get a lot more footage out and a lot more stuff out for the Dojo Gamers content. Thanks a lot for watching.